Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Thursday, June 5th, and we are up to I almost just said Ezekiel because that's the study we just did. We're up to Hebrews chapter 2, verse 8, and we did the first part of that verse yesterday, which says, putting everything in subjection under his feet. So everything is under Christ's feet. He is the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. This is establishing Christ's authority. And then it says, now in putting everything in subjection to him, he left nothing outside of his control. At present, we do not yet see everything in subjection to him. What is this talking about? It's saying that we can never conceive of all the things that are in full submission to Christ's authorities. We will see touches of it. We will be aware of it at times through our discernment and our spiritual gifts, but everything is under his authority. The Fire Study Bible had this to say. It said, we do not, although some commentators see him as representative of the human race, it seems more likely to be a reference to Jesus. In the present world in which Satan, sin, and death are active realities, we do not yet see everything subjected to the supreme rule of Christ. Yet Jesus is already crowned with glory and honor in heaven. This means that all the evil powers in the world are doomed to defeat and judgment. His second coming will fulfill and bring to completion everything that Christ accomplished and secured by his death on the cross. The Cultural Study Bible had this to say about it. Putting everything under their feet. Jewish interpreters often conducted texts based on similar language. Because God would make Jesus' enemies a footstool for his feet, which we saw in Hebrews 1:13 just last week, the author can now cite another text about things being put under feet. In Hebrews, Psalm 8:4-6 announces that God generously set people over his creation, a little lower than himself. We do not see everything subject to them. The interpreters often established first what a text could not mean. It was obvious that people were not ruling creation the way God intended in the beginning. Jewish tradition recognized both that angels ruled nature and the nations in the present, and that the righteous would reign in the age to come. Interpreting Psalm 8:4-6 and Hebrews 2:6-8, the writer of Hebrews recognizes that the world is not presently subject to humanity the way God designed it to be. Yet Jesus is now exalted, a forerunner in the future exaltation of all God's children. So what we have here is it's establishing the fact that all of creation, everything in the spiritual realm, everything in the physical realm, it is all subject to Christ's rule. Verse 9. But we see him who for a little while was made lower than the angels, namely Jesus, crowned with glory and honor because of the suffering of death, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. What does that mean, to taste death for everyone? Well, what it's talking about is how Jesus experienced the beating and the humiliation when he went to the cross. That he had that separation from God, and that the forgiveness that Jesus provides is effective only when we accept it and we surrender to him. It's that perfect example of him taking the sacrifice for us and paying that price for our sin. Verse 10, for it was fitting that he, for whom and by whom all things exist, in bringing many sons to glory, should make the founder of their salvation perfect through suffering. All right, so there's a lot to break down here. There's a lot to understand. So Jesus is the one that everything was done for him and by him that all things exist. And because of that, all of the human race has the option to choose Christ or not choose Christ. And when we choose Christ, we become the sons of glory. We are a part of the glory of God, and it's shining through us as we go through our life day to day. Verse 11, For he who sanctifies and those who are sanctified all have one source. That is why he is not ashamed to call them brothers. Jesus is the one that sanctifies us, makes us holy, and we are made holy by that one source of what Christ did on the cross and his resurrection. It's because of Jesus Christ that we can say that we have God's glory, that we can say we have forgiveness of sins and be confident in it. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.